Hey, I'm doing the walking twat again, with probably even worse audio than the last time, because this time it's windy, meaning that all the trees make a lot of sound. I have a little question that I would like to ask people. Why do people dislike Skyrim being on everything? No, really, why do people dislike that? I mean, what's the negative of it? Alright, it's an old game. Is it also bad that Doom is on literally everything? Just Doom 1? Because I don't think so. More and more things are being ported to Switch. Is that a bad thing? Sure, Skyrim is on, I think it's the PS3 and the regular Xbox, and the PS4 and the Xbox One, and of course PC and Switch. I think that's it. And on PC it's double as Skyrim Special Edition. But, well, what argument is there to be made against it? I don't think it took anything away from anyone. So, Skyrim, just the first one, well, that came out on 3 consoles. Well, the 2 consoles and then the PC, of course. And then they started working on Fallout 4. And they wanted to update the engine to be 46-bit. Not 46, 64. If you want to know why I make that mistake and why other Dutch people make that mistake, in Dutch, with the tens and the just single numbers, it is 46, which would mean 640. Yes, it's a dumb way, I know. That's just how Dutch works. But yeah, they changed the engine. They didn't first make the game and then change how the engine worked. They first changed how the engine worked, and then they built the game on that engine. And, well, you need something to test that with. So, what they did was they just turned Skyrim. They changed Skyrim into a 64-bit game. So, Skyrim Special Edition basically was something they already made when making Fallout 4. Just Skyrim Special Edition, they had that already. So, you might as well sell it then, because then people who don't have a PS3 but have a PS4, or who don't have an Xbox but have an Xbox One, now they can also play Skyrim. I mean, there are a lot of people like that. There are a lot of people who just got in the current generation and don't have the previous consoles and don't have a PC that can run it. So, why is it a bad thing that they also have access to Skyrim? I don't see any reason for it. And then it came to Switch. Well, yeah, that one probably took resources. That's also the one port that really adds something, because it's the one port that, well, it makes it portable. Suddenly Skyrim is a portable game. That's pretty cool. I don't have a Switch, I have no interest in getting a Switch, but if I had a Switch, I would be damn sure that I wanted to get Skyrim Portable Edition. And this wind is going to make this audio terrible. Absolutely horrendous. So yeah, what's the problem with Skyrim being everywhere? Because I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but I've never heard an argument, because, well, it literally didn't take Skyrim, alright? That one was just on 3 things. Skyrim Special Edition. That maybe was a slightly polished up version of just something they already had after developing Fallout 4. And then the Switch version. It's the one you can make an argument against, and it's the most, but it's also the one that has the best argument for existing, because, hey, now it's portable. And, I don't know, it's quite possible that Nintendo actually possibly paid a bit for that port, because, well, hey look, our new console is really worth it, because look, you can play high quality games like Skyrim on it. And yes, you can make your argument that Skyrim isn't a high quality game, but it's a big game. It's a game that is not... If your stupid portable thingy can run Skyrim, that means that your stupid portable thingy is a pretty powerful stupid portable thingy. I fail to see a reason why all the Skyrim ports are a problem. I mean, it's an old game, yeah, sure, but that doesn't mean it's not good anymore. I mean, I personally... Well, I have kind of played vanilla for a while. After some time I did run into some bugs that I really wanted fixing, so... Well, I'm on PC, and... So I just installed the unofficial patch, because, well... The unofficial patch basically... makes the game a lot better. Just... There is no reason whatsoever not to play with it. Literally none. Just, you don't even need to have a mod manager for it. Just, it doesn't matter. If you are on PC or one of the consoles that has mods, you want to have installed the unofficial patch, because it just makes the game objectively better. And I'm personally maybe... I mean, they keep selling it for a high price. Okay, but... Well, the Skyrim Special Editions did all come with all the DLC. And it's some damn good DLC. I mean, having them all introduced at the same time is... kind of stupid, because... Well, for me it always meant that when I came back down from the Greybeards back to Everstead, that Everstead would always be... I always ran into some of the bloody... what they're called. I'm totally not terrible with names. Some of the cultists. I would always run into them. Which would be rather silly. And always also run across the vampire hunter dude. But that's just how the DLC quests are set up to begin. It's not a problem with the game, or... Well, it's not something that's wrong with the port or it keeping to exist. And of course, Skyrim is still a bloody massive game. So yeah, it still costs, I think, €60, but I think you'll get your playtime out of it. Most people do. And yeah, I didn't have to buy the special edition at any point, because, well, I play on PC. And I got all the DLC, so I got the Skyrim Special Edition for free. Because, well, they needed PC players. Skyrim Special Edition required PC players, because if they didn't, then they wouldn't have modders. And without modders, well, that would kind of kill their plan for mods on consoles. Because, yes, you can run mods on consoles, you can't make them on consoles. So maybe you feel slightly more contentious against it if you feel like you have to buy it for the next console every time, but... Well, you kind of don't. I mean, if you want it on your next console, then... Well, that's the problem with consoles. Just... Yeah, backwards compatibility has been kicked out. They just don't care about it anymore. Just, the games wouldn't run on the next system. That's just how the console manufacturers set it up. And, well, for Bethesda that was a way of making money. It's not... They didn't make it so that the consoles couldn't run it. That's just all the... that's all Microsoft and Sony. The greedy fuckers. But yeah, Skyrim Special Edition, or just Skyrim... It's still around, yeah, because there hasn't been anything to replace it. I mean, yeah, Fallout 4 came out, but you can't make your character in that, you can't make your own story in that. Sure, you can change how your character looks, but it's always the same bloody character. You are always the parent of Sean. The dude is always a military dude. The woman is always a lawyer. And... I haven't heard of any other game that tries to do what Skyrim does. Yeah, sure, you have The Witcher, but once again, not your story. Never. I can't have the story of Dolph the Unthinking in The Witcher. I can't have the story of Adriana the Excitable. Or Georgia the Asshole. Those were my 3 main characters that I always remember from Skyrim. I also had some illusionary assassin, who was probably the most deadly of them all, but, well, unless it came to dragons, then Georgia would take the cake. In general, Georgia would probably take the cake because, well, poison and archery. It's so overpowered! And then, of course, add a couple mods that stack up to give Georgia just a crazy speed boost. Just literally, with a bow drawn, run around people and they can't hit you and you keep pummeling them full of arrows full of poison. Georgia was a lot of fun. But yeah, nothing has replaced it. Nothing has done with what Skyrim does better than Skyrim after it came out, I think. I mean, maybe the previous games, well, yeah, maybe they did it better, but I annoyingly can't play them because they are too old for me, which is really annoying. But yeah, Skyrim is the most modern game that does what it does. And yeah, it's still on everything. It will stop being on everything once people do what it does better. And on a side note, can I just say that I love that the short version of Skyrim Special Edition has become SSE instead of SKSE? Because, yeah, SKSE has been known to be the Skyrim script extender for a very long time, but SKSE sounds better than SSE, but I love that an extension, a fan-made extension, takes the more appealing title. I don't think that Bethesda even tried to take that title. To take that abbreviation. Not extension, abbreviation. That's just pretty cool. It shows both that, yeah, some parts of the modding community are really bloody huge, and it shows that Bethesda has some awareness when it comes to mods. And that awareness is great, as it is probably the reason. Well, they know that modding is huge for them. They know that modding is very important to them. It probably is also the reason why we won't see a new engine anytime soon, because modders know how to use this engine. I mean, internally they know how to use it, and externally people know how to use it. Change the engine, and suddenly people aren't as familiar with it, and don't easily know how to mod it. It would weaken the modding community, and for Bethesda losing strength in the modding community, well, that's losing a big selling point of their game, because, well, why do people play their games? Well, for some people, it's for the modding community. I mean, I just like their games in general, but the modding community does make it a whole lot better. I would not have gotten 3,000 hours out of Skyrim without the modding community. 1,000 hours? Probably, but not 3,000. So yeah, that still leaves me with the question of, why is it bad that Skyrim is still around and ported to everything? Because I'm not seeing it. This has been Vinix saying farewell.